After starting the Massage Entrepreneurs Group, I just slowly started inviting people in, other therapists that I had known. I started asking questions about social media, search engine optimization, information that I thought would be of value to massage therapists about how they can build their practices and how they can win, particularly as independent therapists. It's not that we're not also looking at business issues for spas and organizations, but we were trying to give the independent therapist the tools that they need to compete in an increasingly competitive industry. The group slowly just began to blossom, and once we got past 1,000 members, it started to shift and change. At this stage, we're just about at 6,000 members, and it continues to grow. People still come in regularly and talk about the fact that nobody is discussing the things that we are discussing in that group. There's so much free information available to massage therapists who are willing to ask questions and willing to engage in real dialogue and debate about best practices in 2017. I spend lots of time talking about entrepreneurship generally and what the difference is with having a small business, and also extremely heavy focus on social media for advertising, marketing, and education. I don't see other groups discussing social media the way that we are. I was a big proponent of getting therapists to raise their rates, a big proponent of getting therapists not only to use social media, but to post videos specifically. And over time, I'm encouraging them primarily to run Facebook ads. There are other platforms, but I felt like Facebook was the easiest and least expensive way that most massage therapists could reach out to potential clients. There was a lot of harsh debate and blowback, but the group has continued to grow. Therapists are getting tons of free information out of it, and I've been very proud of the way that we have fostered community for the massage therapists in the U.S. primarily, though we get international members as well. Talking about social media was where Brenda Ovando was asking me to shoot, I think, this series, or where the idea came from. And Brenda was asking, how I went from where I was to where I am now. She said, I think something like I'm a social media maven, something along those lines. You have to understand, I work out of my home studio. I have a booming practice and my teaching practice is growing, but I simply just used all of the tools available. And I realized that even Twitter was a tool. Social media marketing allows a therapist to reach out to planet Earth. It means that you are able to reach out to more and more people, more therapists, and you are able to reach out to potential clients worldwide. Those tools simply did not exist 20 to 30 years ago. The game has changed so much that I think our industry specifically is playing catch up. Massage therapists are not using Instagram to promote on a large scale. So what am I spending my time doing? Figuring out hashtags and booming, just constantly posting information. When I make these videos on YouTube, I'm giving you some history about me. My hope is what I'm saying resonates with you. You subscribe to the channel, and there's an ongoing build. That's what I've had to do for 7 or 8 years. What I teach is simple, but it's not easy. It is something absolutely that you have to work at and you have to put time and energy into to help grow and build. There is no other way around that. When we talk about that, we then get to the final stage, which is the subscription service that we started. I've been running webinars to sell some of the retail that I have, my workbooks and DVDs. I'm immensely proud of those, but students still kept asking for something less expensive. I needed a way to, in an ongoing way, to interact. So, for instance, when Brenda asks about video and I shoot this video to answer her question, that's amazing, but I needed a way to do this that I could monetize. that was when we decided, with the help of James, that we would go ahead and do a subscription service. I could record my classes, upload the content, interact with students, have a private Facebook group where they could ask questions. I could answer their questions in video and upload that either to my YouTube channel or the subscription service. And I could give them access to one online class a month to ask questions live. That subscription service for me really represents the full blossoming of my educational practice. We're currently offering 50 hours of pre-recorded content, access to one online class a month, and the private Facebook group for $7 a month. And what we are trying to figure out is how to scale that subscription service worldwide to be able to educate people about mat-based bodywork. If somebody lives in Sudan and they have access to the internet, if they have $7 a month, they can ask me questions and learn how to do what it is that I teach. I don't have any challenges teaching in-person classes, but it's expensive for therapists and it's harder for them to follow along if they've not had any, physical work. I just provide options and continue to bang at the gates of the industry that is fixated on keeping things the same. Whereas what I'm most currently interested in is really industry disruption. Is how do I make enough of an impact that mat-based bodywork becomes a norm in America, not a fringe element. That's really what I'm looking at. I think that Reboot represents a fundamental shift, not only in education, but in the practices of massage therapists. I think that what I'm teaching is revolutionary and will take time to percolate into the industry for therapists to understand what it is I'm doing. There is no studio, so currently I have to work with independent therapists because if I teach a therapist what I do, they can't absolutely use it at Massage Envy. Massage Envy has certain rules about keeping one foot on the table. They don't offer mat-based work at all. So 90% of what I teach, you can't perform at most facilities. That means that I continue to teach, I continue to work with therapists, I continue to teach online and just build a larger following and keep going. The reason I teach so much about social media is I understand it from the inside. I understand some of the basic elements of how to build a following and offer value. And when I recommend that to therapists, they're inordinately confused. All I can tell you is follow me on all my social media channels. Don't just do what I tell you to do. I want you to look at what I'm doing and replicate some of it in your own practice. Don't do as I say, do as I do. Figure out how you can create videos to give your clients value and to build your own brand for the target market niche that you want to focus on. That's really what the Massage Entrepreneurs Group is. We talked about the subscription service and how the process of me breaking away from Thai massage happened, where I'm looking at pain science, looking at acro yoga, looking at therapeutic flight, looking at pain science, looking at yoga therapy, all these other things that aren't traditionally Thai. And I just want to evolve, grow, change, develop, and produce some of the best body work that the world has to offer. And again, available for a $7 subscription service. You can find that link down below to subscribe. I think we're good for now in this 4-part series covering a bit of my history. If you guys have questions about anything, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to answer and chat with you. You guys have a great day and thank you for your time.